Guys, hey Stuart. Trying to get comfortable. Dude, if you do not stop your whining, you're going to end up as a hood ornament. So I hope everybody had a good day. Ours was okay. Had to do some work to the truck because Stuart wouldn't come do it, so I had to do it my damn self.
I heard my name getting mentioned.
What'd you hear?
Well, I just heard the tail end of it because I was trying to get up, so I'll have to, rewind this from the start once you're finished.
I said I had to work on the truck because Stuart wouldn't come frickin' do it.
Well, you could have asked me, I would have got there.
I did. You don't pay attention to your chat very well when you're tying flies.
Well, I'm sorry, but my chat only goes up for 2 seconds.
Hey, cool gamer, how you doing?
It's like just now, I don't know, I can't even see chat where you are. I'm only seeing you.
Well, yeah, that's what happens if you're on your phone. Can't see chat unless you push the chat button. Or comments, or whatever it says. Have you ever watched the movie Pumpkinhead?
Nope.
Yeah, it's a must-have movie. It's like with this weird freaking monster, creepy looking dude.
No.
How you doing? Trying to stand on your head.
Eh?
I said, what are you doing? Trying to stand on your head?
No, but you can stand on your head and whistle Dixie.
No, I'm good. It'll give me a headache.
You're funny.
I get enough of those throughout the day. Hey, Kimmy. How you doing? How's the girls? I was wondering if you were going to come in tonight or not.
Who, me?
No, my best friend Kimmy that's in chat.
Oh.
I knew you were going to.
How?
Because I just know you.
You think so?
You didn't even notice my comment of what I said to you as retaliation. To you jokingly saying that, oh, you're going to time me out. And I said, I'll do you one better. I'll take your lunch away.
I saw that one.
See, Wendy sees it. And then I also told you that I'm gonna eat the snacks that I'm sending and just send you the wrappers.
I didn't see that part.
Just because you wanted to be a cheeky wench.
I am not a cheeky wench. Takes one to know one, sweetheart.
Let me go check this.
I'm not.
Yes, I know they're amazing like you, Kimmy. But they're tough like me.
Hi, Kimberly.
And I was freaking, we were outside by the truck before I mowed, and the freaking bugs were like horrid. And then after I mowed, because the grass is soaked, I didn't want to wait until Saturday to do it. Which is probably because I put muddy tracks across the yard now. But by Saturday, it'll need to be mowed again. The grass grows fast.
Me? Oh, mommy.
I don't know if Wayne will be in or not. It shows thunderstorms for him. And if it's lightning, then he won't get on his computer. I don't care either way, whether it's thunder and lightning or not. Hey, yo, mother.
Mommy?
Oh my God, here we go with this mommy shit again.
Shut your hole.
Get to your own fucking hole.
Shut your cake hole.
Right, enough.
Hi. Hi, Mom.
Yes, mom sounds better than mommy.
Shut up. I was being polite.
Are you
I wouldn't
home?
say love hearts. I wouldn't put love hearts next to that message. No way.
I wouldn't have put them next to yours either, and she gave you double hearts.
Yeah, exactly, because she loves me more. That's why.
Now, stop your fight.
Oh, that's all right. She can love you more from afar now, can't she?
She can love me more all she wants.
Stop your fighting.
Yeah, from afar.
Mommy loves me.
Yeah. Always, Kimmy, always with this one.
Feel it.
We got to tonight. We got the brownie. We got toast.
Right, Tasha, I'm gonna head.
You're gonna head where, to bed?
Now I want to try and relax. I've had a long day.
Well, that's your own fault.
Mhm.
Well, then go relax.
Oh, don't worry, I will be.
Don't worry, Mom. He's leaving anyway, so there's nothing to start.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make. I know you love us, Mom. It's Tasha. She's the
Hi, Keith.
problem.
How you doing?
Tasha's the problem, Mom. I've told you this. Slap your ass, you two. Mom, you'd love to play bongos with Tasha's, but she deserves it more than me.
I don't know who the hell you're trying to bullshit over there. Hey,
Well,
brother,
I tell you,
how you doing?
tell you one thing, sweetheart. Wouldn't you be fucking pissing me off anytime soon? Come on, me.
Oh, God forbid we piss you off. We're also scared. Oh, hello there, troublemaker Alan. How are you doing?
Alrighty, who is ever coming chat? Give me a minute. Who's all in here? Alan, Grey Wolf. Yeah, your mum would definitely have to play the bongos.
Hey, bongos on your freaking head.
No, I'd use your head as the bass for the drum. Come on, I mean, boom, boom, boom.
Play bongos on your butt.
Your head would make a better sound than mine.
Well, how would that be? Yours is hollow. There's nothing in the middle.
I'm on about playing bongos on your butt.
Yeah, but the thing is, she says that my head would sound better. How would that be when her head's already hollow? Oh, this is funny.
The microwave messes up my stream. I didn't
Right,
hear a word.
anyway. Sweet dreams, Tasha.
Yeah, sweet dreams are knocking you out. And Wendy,
In your dreams, just you keep dreaming about that because it'll never happen.
I'll send Wendy a big donation. I'll make it happen.
Well, Wendy doesn't take donations. It's got to come through me to get to
Oh,
Wendy.
I'll have her set it up so it goes directly to her and completely bypasses you. So take your little ass to bed.
At least I've got an ass.
So we play bongos on it. Do you want me to play bongos on it?
Please yourself.
I'm on about yours.
You just freaking behave yourself over there.
Catches after.
I got my bongos.
Right, bye.
You must get.
See, if I'm gonna play the drum, it'd be the one with the foot pedal, and you're stomping on it. Now, Alan, behave yourself. Because I'm pretty sure you're a little bit closer to me than Stuart is. I'll frickin' send Daz a donation to come after you. For your frickin' naughtiness. So, Mother, what did you make for dinner? And what time are you gonna be home? Oh, you're so sweet, Alan. It's just because my shoulders look better, right? Speaking of that, I gotta go check something. Because it's pissing me off that I don't freaking get his. Hey, Rick, how you doing? There, maybe now I'll start getting his freaking notifications. And you didn't invite us for leftover prime rib? What the hell?
She's fired.
Jamie says you're fired. How you doing tonight, Rick? Ben, what's going on? Hey, Bob. Yeah, I know it's late. No, Alan, no. Stuart and I always bust each other's ass, so it's all good. Yeah, I can relate to that. And I sleep better without wearing my CPAP machine. I was sorry to hear that, Rick. Like I took a like an hour nap, and I felt good, and I didn't put my CPAP machine on. But unfortunately, I have to wear this stupid thing. Unless I can get them to do the implant, then I wouldn't need to, but I don't know if my insurance would cover it or not. But it'd be a heck of a lot easier because then the bridge of my nose wouldn't be getting freaking sore from the mask. And then I can't use I have the nose pillows too that just go under the nose. But it'd probably work if I might try that. Because they sent me the head strap to go with those. But I haven't looked to see how to put that on. Because sometimes, I like the mask because then you don't have to worry about, you can breathe through your nose and your mouth with the mask. And with the ones that just sit under your nose, you can only breathe through your nose. Because with the air being forced, through, if you open your mouth, then all the air is just like coming out. Oh, I know, Alan. Like I said, Stuart and I just joke around. There's nothing but banner. Don't worry. It's all good. And I appreciate that. No, he didn't upset me. It's all good. We banter back and forth like me and you and Casters and Daz, sometimes Carpin, but it's just more with me, you, and Daz. Yeah, that's always a good thing to have available. I used to have a kit with that in it, but I don't have it anymore. I wish you had a fire department like the one my grandpa worked at, where you actually go and you stay there. But all the ones around here are all volunteer. Which work will let you out for jury duty, but I doubt they'd let you out for fire call or EMS call or something like that. Like if I got into a fire department.
Or that I work with, if he gets a fire call, he leaves. And they let you up here for James had to.
I know. That's right, Alan. And I love you too. Yeah, I'm short, but I'm not as short as my mom. But maybe short, but she's still strong enough to kick my butt. Because I would never disrespect my mother like that. Even though sometimes, I just want to give her a little shake sometimes. Well, she's 4'11", and I'm 5'2". My dad both of my dads were over 6 foot. So I was just happy to be a little bit taller than my mom. That's all I cared about.
My mom's 5'1".
I don't think
That is, I'd be a short people festival.
your mom and my mom together, I don't think we'd stop laughing. Oh, hang on. Let me find a picture. I think I have one. Of course, I gotta scroll through 50,000 freaking pictures. I don't know, did we get one of mine? With John?
I didn't.
Well, that's me and you. You and Crystal. Okay. So here's all the generation. They're to me, my mom, my grandmother, mom, grandma, Crystal, my Aunt Tina, and my Aunt Teresa. So see, I'm a little bit taller then it kind of goes up, down, over, and then down. What's up, Rick?
Oh, not a whole lot, Miss Tasha.
You been doing okay?
Yes, ma'am. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Had to play mechanic today.
Fun.
Well, my truck needed oil,
Oh, okay.
and then opened the radiator cap, and I'm like, well, that needs some Prestone. So we went to the auto parts store and got a gallon of antifreeze and thermostat. And then I haven't changed like a pickup thermostat, so I had no idea where it was. But I didn't change it because then I had to send Jamie down to get another gallon of antifreeze because that's how low my freaking radiator was. Which I have no leaks, and the oil doesn't smell like Prestone. So, because if it did, then that would mean the head gasket's blown. Good evening, Judy May. Well, hello there, Wayne.
Hey, Wayne.
But got it all sorted out. But this weekend, I'm gonna make sure that I go and I get like 4 gallons of antifreeze.
Hey, Rick, what's up?
Fully drain mine out and change the thermostat and just put a new thermostat in just to be on the safe side. I took it around the block and it didn't overheat, and you can tell like when the temperature comes up to a certain point and the thermostat opens, then it drops down a little bit. So I know that one's working, but I haven't like changed anything like that on my truck since I've had it. Plus I have to change the oil.
Yes. It's always good to change oil and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get lazy on the whole oil change part. It gets low, I just add more. But it was really low. So I know I'm going to have to change it because it's burning it.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, considering I had to dump half a gallon jug in it. If that tells you anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to price it out because I take my car to this drive-in one where it maybe takes like 10 minutes for them to change your oil and filter. But I know their price is based on like 5 quarts. And I'm pretty sure the truck takes like 8 or 10. So I got to see, okay, is it cheaper for me to do it or to have them do it? But then the thing is, I don't know what I'm going to do with the oil after I drain it out.
Hmm.
Start blacksmithing.
Yeah, if I had it forged, that would be one thing.
Yeah. Either that or find a blacksmith near you that you can drop it off to.
Yeah, trying to think. I don't know offhand of any blacksmith people around. I mean, I always wanted to build a forge, you know, a coal forge. And because I got my dad's big anvil and the hammers and stuff. But then, you know, you talk and you got to have like a bunch of different stuff to be able to forge like an actual good knife or sword or whatever the heck you want to be forging.
Right. Well, forge you some nails. You can never have too many nails.
True. Very true. Speaking of that, maybe this holiday weekend, get the old chainsaw and get out to get the roof over uh my dad's hunting blind out by our creek because Jamie and I uh did the walls because dad just had like branches around,
Hmm.
so we ended up uh cutting a couple trees to do like the top part and along the bottom, and we put pine boards up, and then we stained them with uh the water seal, but it was like cherry wood color, so it came out really good.
Hey, Buck Williams.
Heidi ho, Buck, how you doing?
And hey, Miss Judy May.
Oh, okay, Alan. There you go. There's my mom dancing with my cousin's husband. And I don't remember, how tall is John? Well, you're 5'5", right? And John's what? Couple inches.
Probably 6 foot.
Yeah, he's probably like 6 foot or so. But that's how short she is.
She ain't short.
Well, she's shorter than me.
May be true, but still.
Well, what do you consider short then? 3 foot? 3'5"?
Mm.
We're all perfect in our own ways.
Yes,
What have you been
ma'am.
up to, Wayne?
Today I've been talking to a new customer that came around. And I was like doing some figuring out the logo he brought over here.
Are you fiddling on your computer again, Wayne?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, because you're all robotic. That's why I asked. Yes, he is. And just to think, both my dads are taller than he is. Hey, Mom, last time they measured you were still at 4'11", so you ain't losing 2 months. And unless you fibbed and you're like 4'8" or something. So how many shirts you got to do?
He has to get back to me. But it's going to be like, it's not going to be like 3 or 4. It's going to be a big order.
Well, I mean, you can't get a stiff neck if you have to look up for too far. Or too long, I mean. I'm going to have a conversation to be like, sit down. Because I'm not going to stand here for an hour like this. And I'm not going to stand here and talk freaking fast either. And your little buddy Wayne is driving me nuts.
Why would he do it?
Now listen, being a pain in the butt. Take him out to go to the bathroom. He's over here and over there and over there and over here. Then he disappears out of the flashlight, and I'm yelling and yelling and yelling. And here he comes around the freaking tree
Mm.
because he was whining to go out, and I didn't feel like putting him on the leash.
Mm.
It's just crazy. And he'll be all shaved Thursday.
Mm.
So I gotta have him the groomer at 8. I told her, I'm like, it's gonna have to be early because he has to be done by noon. So I have to have him there at 8:30 on Thursday. So I'll get a little bit of a nap before work.
Mm. So the whole thing is the big order, and the guy's logo has to be worked on because it was transferred from the shirt to my phone. So I got to work on that logo and I have to fix it. So
Yeah, I gotta get you Stuart so we can go over that and how he wants it and stuff. But I'm gonna have to print it out so I can take it over to the printing shop and see if they can, like, if I piece it together. Alan, how did I know you were gonna come out with some cheeky shit like that? Well, Mom, there's an easy solution. Just tell them if they want to talk to you to sit down. Because like I said, both my dads are over 6 foot.
Wow.
And even sometimes, you know, when my stepdad and I, he's the one I grew up with as my dad because my biological father passed away when I was 7.
Mm.
But if we'd be like having a conversation, I'd have to like back up so I could like look at him in the eyes when I was talking to him. Because I hate like being short and like you're trying to have a conversation and your eye level is like their chest. And I don't know, I just find it disrespectful to not.
Mm.
I can still just smell all the tomatoes and the stuff from the sausage. Well, who the hell sent that?
Frenchie,
Oh,
peer pressure in Australia. He says that's one of their favorite things. Won't be a shit comment.
part of me was lost in the process, Alan. I'm gonna blame it on my mother for being so short. But you know, it could go either way. You know, I could have been like close to 6 foot, or I could have been shorter than 4'11". So, all right, Rick. I'm just glad to be taller than my mother. I knew I didn't have a chance in hell of being taller than my father. Of course, I don't want to be like 6 foot. I mean, granted, I could go have my legs broke and have them extended if I wanted to, but I think that would be a little bit of a way too much a painful process. And what's your excuse for being so fucking cheeky, Alan? Must be a UK thing.
He wanted 36 shirts done and also some hoodies. And had to make all this up. And he wanted to mix colors like gray and green and black mixed in.
Yeah.
I had to fix the logo though because the logo looks like shit. Has to be fixed. Take it out of the phone. You gotta fix it.
Like I said, we're going to be using up that pink.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a long time before you use that up. You have a lot of it. That won't use up too soon. Be a long time before you use that up. Because in your print shirts, you don't use much.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying. Especially because that can be used on different shirts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back.
Well, welcome back. Yeah, I think so too, Alan. They should have used some Miracle Grow, I think.
Where's Stuart tonight, there, Tasha?
He was in.
Oh,
He had to go.
okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, Judy, mate. I told the guy. He says.
Go ahead, Wayne.
The guy asked me. He says, "Where's your shop?" He didn't think I worked at home. I said, "Working at home." He says, "How many employees? I don't have employees. I don't need them. I do all my work myself." Who needs employees? I said, shut him up. Quick.
Oh Lord.
The only
36
time
shirts.
I had employees when I ran my hydraulic company
Mm-hmm.
is when I had a huge job to do.
Yeah, you have to have employees to do that. But for me, I can do it all myself. I don't need people around me. So
Alan, if I sang to you, your eardrums would blow out. Yeah, I know it's 243 there.
Miss Tasha, I'm very jealous of what you're eating. And Miss Judy May, the same thing. Dag blame it, I ain't got no sweets.
Cosmic brownie. Normally, I don't eat a lot of chocolate, but for some reason, I'm just craving chocolate right now.
Yes,
The fuck are you laughing at over there?
Indian, you know.
I would be pissed.
You'd be pissed for like 2
I would whoop your ass.
oh my gosh.
You freaking start pinning freaking water balloons up to the ceiling and try shooting them off me. You see them over there? It ain't gonna be just a little BB gun poop. Alan, let me tell you. If I can get pregnant, we're all gonna be billionaires. Because I don't have those organs anymore. My daughter is, though. And I'm glad I don't have her freaking cravings with dill pickle dipped in peanut butter and then dunking the damn thing in freaking milk. Don't even try it, because I will throw up. That's what Alan just asked. Tasha, are you pregnant? I said, if I'm pregnant, we're all going to be billionaires because all I have is ovaries, and I think you need a little bit more than that to carry a baby. If they miss some, I'm suing my doctor. I'll be right there, Judy May.
So will I.
I don't think you're that far of a drive for me. I'll be there for some homemade lasagna. When I make mine, make it in the big turkey roasting pan. That thing weighs like 10 pounds. Takes 2 boxes of lasagna noodles.
Good Lord have mercy. That is a lot of lasagna.
And typically, 2-3 pounds of hamburger, and the same with sausage, and then I gotta have lots of mozzarella. Like I'll get like the block and the shredded mozzarella, and it all goes in there. And then I only use a little ricotta because I'm not a huge fan of it. Well, I appreciate that, Judy May. If we didn't have to work, I'd take you up on it. Well, Alan, maybe you're freaking pregnant, because I sure in the hell ain't. And no one around here can get, well, besides 3 cats can get pregnant, but that's it. Oh, and I gotta order that damn freaking bar so I can put the 4-wheeler back together. Well, see, I make it big like that, so we have enough to like have it that night, and then have leftovers, and then still enough to freeze to be able to heat up for another meal. But my aunt loves my lasagna, so when I used to make the big one, if I had leftover pasta and sauce and stuff like that, I'd make her a small one and like a square pan, and then I'd freeze it until she came to see me, and then I'd give it to her, and then she could just take it home and throw it in the oven and heat it up and be all good.
Mhm.
Alan, if I could, I had already been there. Because I got to go out over the UK. I had to go to England, I had to go to Scotland, I got to go to Ireland, and a couple other places in between them. Northeastern Ireland. I'm like half of Scotland. And I'm probably, I don't know, half of England. We haven't done them yet, Judy May. Mom hasn't been home for us to do it and do a video on it. She's been down to my grams. So hopefully before she goes back down, we're going to take a couple out.
Wait. Glass eggs?
We water glassed eggs. So what you do is the eggs have to be clean, like from the chicken, because you can't clean eggs because it removes the bloom and allows bacteria in. But you take like a big jar and you carefully put your eggs in there. And then you mix up pickling line. And then with water, and you pour it in there and you fill it up so it covers the top of the eggs. And then you screw the lid on. Because we were getting so many eggs that I couldn't get rid of them quick enough. So I'd end up having to scramble them up and feed them back to the chickens, which is fine. Because it gives them the extra added protein. So we tried water glassing them. But we haven't tasted them yet. They've been in the jars almost a year. Now, they say the longer they're in there, they'd be fine for like baking. But being these have been in almost a year, I'm curious what they're gonna look like. So what I want to do is take a fresh egg and crack it open in a dish, and take one of the water glassed eggs and crack it open in a dish to see if there's any difference between what it looked like, you know, being fresh and what it looks like after being a year in the lime water. And then, of course,
Alright.
put it up and see if there's a difference in taste. Because
Alrighty.
I'd like to fry one of each, a regular one and a water glassed one, to compare it. Because they say that it's still going to taste the same, just that the longer you leave it in there, typically they're going to be fine for like baking. But I told Mom another way to freaking preserve it is, I mean, we didn't get a chance to go camping this year, but I said we could always crack like 6 eggs in a freezer bag, you know, and freeze it, and then do like a dozen. So, say like if Jamie and I went camping, we'd only need like 6 eggs. But if 4 of us went, you know, we'd need a dozen for a meal. So you just freeze them and take the bag with you and throw it in the cooler, and then you don't have to worry about the egg cartons in the cooler and the eggs getting broke. So it's just a matter of figuring out different ways to preserve things. Now, if I could afford a freeze dryer, then I'd freeze dry them. I know, Mom, but I still have not found the right mat for our dehydrators. The first person I ever saw do it, and I had just come across his live, was Devil Dog Judy May. He showed how to water glass them. And basically what you do is, to dehydrate it, is you have to have a certain type of mat that goes in your dehydrator. And what you do is you scramble the egg up, and then you put it on this special mat, and then you dehydrate it till it's like powder.
Okay.
Now they also say that you could like scramble the eggs partially like in a fry pan and then dehydrate them, but I haven't really heard any like good reviews on doing that, which I'm not sure why. Yes, he has a video somewhere on his channel of water glassing. I mean, I'm not part of his channel or anything. I mean, a long, long time ago I was, but I've pulled back from a lot of people for my own personal reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew you could do it, but I just didn't know like the process, because you have to weigh it, weigh out your line.
Yep. Well, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Miss Tasha, I appreciate you explaining the process for glassing eggs, because now I want to try it. But I'm gonna get out of here, eat me some dinner, and go to bed.
Okay,
All right,
take it easy.
thanks for coming out.
Have a good night, Rick.
Y'all too.
All right.
Yeah, that's because Wayne's doing stuff on his computer. That's why I hear the clicking.
I'm just looking at an email. That's all I'm doing. I talked to someone today.
It should let you know. Like I went in my Google settings and up my Google part and I updated my payment information in there. Don't ask me how because I don't remember.
All I had to do was go to my Google Pay thing and put my payment back in there. That's all I had to do. Some part of Google's account anyway. Hey, Steven. Welcome. I'm just checking my emails for something.
Hey Steven. Or hey Steve, how you doing? Sorry, I was on my Google AdSense thing. I'm doing good, love. How you doing? That's what I said, Mother. That's good, Steve. I'm glad. Oh, and Mom, I emailed the rep for FedEx and explained to him that we still have not gotten a freaking check from their insurance company. But he hasn't emailed me back yet. Hang on, Judy May. Let me see if I can figure this out. Settings. E. Okay, why did you disappear? Let me do it this way. Well, hello, Brett. All right, so what I do, Judy May, is I use Gmail for my thing. Hang on. So what I do is when it opens my Gmail, over in the top right, it shows your Google account. with your icon there. So you click that, and then you click Manage Google Account. And then, hang on, I had to figure. Okay, once you're in there, it'll give you the option of home, personal info, data and privacy, security, people and sharing, and payments and subscriptions. So you go in there, and it'll give you payment methods, payment info, manage purchases, and stuff like that. So then you just go to hang on. Then you go in there to your payment methods, and that's where you put in your payment information. Once you're in there, it'll give you the option to add payment method. So then you just click on that. And then that sets it all up, because you go through Google for that kind of stuff. But I don't want to show that stuff, like share the screen, because it gives my personal information. So if you wanted me to show you that, then we'd have to do a private stream or something. But it's really easy to do. Because, when I got into mine, I had to remove my daughter's ex. Because for some reason, he was in my stuff. I do it on my laptop, Judy May, because it shows you more on your laptop than what you can do on your phone. We need to go to the FBI for, Alan.
Mine's all
Yeah.
set. Hey, Slim Twiggy.
Hey,
Mine's
Slim
all
Twiggy,
set.
how you doing? You're what?
My payment method's all set. I updated it already.
Well, yeah, so did I. I updated mine a long time ago. But like I said, for whatever reason, my daughter's ex was in there.
Well, I have to do it again. So I had to get another debit card because someone got in my account and charged for some Google services, which is crazy. But debit card's coming tomorrow, so I'll be changing it again.
Alan, now I thought you said I was on the UK's most wanted list. You need to freaking make up your mind. I can't be on both.
What do you want that for? Not that bad, are you?
Either Either I'm on the UK's most wanted list or our most wanted list.
Holy Moses.
He's just jealous because I could just walk over there into England and, you know, they'd be coming to take me away, Wayne. Especially because Alan, Daz, and Casters would be giving me away. So they all be coming to pick me up at the frickin' airport.
Hmm.
Well, Alan, you better tell them to pack a lunch, bring the dogs, bring the handcuffs and shackles and straitjacket, because that's about as what it's going to take. And trust me, if that happens, guess what? I'm taking the 3U with me. You think Daz is going to be enough? I don't. My parents didn't raise no wimp.
I was in Stewart's Live today too. I stopped over there to say hello. So I was over there seeing this live. Stewart.
Yeah, I know. I said hi to you.
I said hello back to you too. I gotta put that video up tomorrow, so I finished it. So I'm gonna put it up.
Well, you better bring Daz and Casters then, Alan. And probably Mick. Well, I don't know either, Brett. I don't watch the news. It's too depressing. I should have waited to frickin' mow the damn grass. But by the time Saturday came, I probably need a brush hog. Well, come on now. You just asked me when I was coming over there. You can't have it both ways.
He's hiding. He said, "If you come over."
You either want to see me or you don't.
He's hiding. He's gonna run and hide. I'm tired from going to hiding. If you come over, he's afraid of you.
You'd probably be safer that way. I told him and Daz both to frickin' pub one and survival with just the three of us in there.
Oh my gosh.
I get rowdy, so the first one to be dragging out's me.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh boy.
That's why I don't. I'll watch the weather on my phone, and that's typically about it.
Same here. On my phone or my computer, either one.
I don't think your brother loves me anymore, Wayne.
I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea. I don't keep an eye on him. I guess he likes his camping videos. That's why. I don't know why he likes them so much. But so I don't know. He knows you went live, so probably too lazy to come on. Now I'll be working on my baseball caps pretty soon. Working on printing those, so I can print them.
Alan, typically here in upstate New York, very, very rarely do we get anything from hurricanes. But when we do, it's typically bad. I mean, hang on, let me see. Actually, it's freaking closer to me to go to freaking Massachusetts or New Hampshire to get to the ocean than it is New York City. Now, let's see. I can get to the ocean.
You too, Steve. He's leaving.
Good night, Steve. I mean, I can get to the ocean numerous ways. I can go to Maine.
What's she trying to do, Judy May, anyway?
She's got a link payment method to Google.
Oh. That's easy to do.
Why not, Alan? Depends on where you live over here. Well, I work Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights, Judy May. So if you want, we could probably get together Saturday sometime, and I'll set up a private stream and send you the link. Because I don't care if you see my personal info, and I'll show you how to do it. It's really easy. Like I said, Alan, it just depends. Well, and that typically depends where you are. Now, where we are, we live in the middle of nowhere on almost 50 acres of land. We're not near any major city. the capital, Albany, New York. It's like 45-minute drive. So we're not near any major city. We have like small towns, you know, like 13, 15 miles away. But where we are, typically, very rarely does anything bad happen out here. On occasion, it does. And like I said, it just depends on yeah, we'll go over it, Judy May. I'll help you with that. Good morning, Sammy. How you doing? I mean, because anytime you're near any type of, you know, bigger city, then yeah. Like LA, there's good parts to LA. There's super bad parts to LA.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I've been all over Los Angeles, California. I've been all over San Francisco. I've been all over Oakland. I went to San Francisco, and trust me, that's not a fun place to be because, oh, this little hole in the wall place I had to go to, guess where it is? In Gang Central.
Oh wow, huh? Really?
So, needless to say, I didn't sleep because it's kind of hard to sleep with gunfire going off. And the same way, I was in a sub part of LA, and the same thing. Not a fun time. Now, like New York City is, you know, there's good and bad parts to every city.
Sammy Holmes. Huh? How you doing, Sammy?
Yeah, he's from Scotland.
Oh, okay. Hey, Sammy.
But out here, typically, if anything bad happens, it's like an occasional kids going around like burglarizing places or trying to steal shit or whatever. But
Sounds like you're bored. That's what it sounds like. If nothing's going on, they get bored, so they go out and do something.
we'll talk about one of the hardest states to survive in. Move to Alaska. Alaska is not for the soft-hearted or soft-witted person, trust me. Not even if you live in a city like Anchorage or Fairbanks.
Hmm.
And if you really want that frickin' backcountry, middle of nowhere, 200 miles away from frickin' a city. I mean, I looked at land in Alaska and I found like a bunch of nice lands. But you know how I'd have to get to it?
A boat.
Airplane.
An airplane? I thought it was a boat too. You use it to get across the water too.
Well, this is landlocked land.
Oh, okay.
Now, there is an easement, but to get like supplies dropped off, I would have to hire a plane to drop them off.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, what they do is they fly low and they throw it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what part of Alaska, Alan? I mean, Alaska's beautiful. Now, we get snow here. I don't mind the freaking snow. Okay? But when you're talking about parts up there of getting anywhere from 30 to 60 below zero, that's way too much cold for me. And with all the freaking metal in my back, I'd be frozen in like 2 minutes just going out and splitting a couple chunks of wood to put in the freaking wood stove.
Mm.
I mean, I've never been to Alaska, but I've watched documentaries on Alaska. I've watched movies, you know, like Judy, Life Below Zero. Wrong one. Almost took money. I mean, I've always wanted to move up there, but I mean, the hunting and stuff like that wouldn't bother me, or fishing, you know, to put up food for winter. It would be the winter part that I'd have a problem with, mainly just because it's so cold. And my cousins lived up there. They're like in Eskimo land, where like the closest major city was like over 300 miles away. Now where they are, you know, they'd have like little grocery stores, little shops where you could get like some stuff, but you better plan on raising it for like your chickens for eggs and meat, goats, whatever is cheaper, you know, goats or cows, which goats is cheaper because you can just let them do their own thing and they eat all the shrubs and brush. And yes, Alan, my cousin Lee lived up in Alaska with his wife and their 3 kids. Now, he was a logger. Well, in the wintertime, you pretty much have like 6 months or whatever of darkness. So when they logged, they would have these huge, like, football stadium lights everywhere to be able to see because they had to log at night when, you know, it's dark up there. And he used to tell his stories that he's like, if you're out there working and you see steam coming out from underneath the snow, you better be getting out of there real quick because that means there's a polar bear under the snow. And when food is hard for them, like if they have like a really super, super hard winter and they can't get like the seals because that's what they eat, they'll go into villages and kill people. And that's not even talking about the grizzly bear. That's just a polar bear. And then, like, to get certain animals up there, you have to put in for the lottery. Basically, for like your moose, you have to put in for the drawing. If your name's chosen, then you get a permit for like one bull moose or whatever. But I mean, even a lot of trappers up there, regardless of what they trap, they utilize the meat. So, you're talking like pine martens, how are they? Wolverines, coyotes, raccoons, all that kind of stuff, especially like when you live way off grid, you have to utilize whatever meat you get, regardless of what kind of animal it is. And then plus, you better have a snow machine or dogs and dog sled, because a lot of times that's the only way people can get from, their off-grid house to like however the town is. But I mean, a lot of people don't even live close to a town. And they do a lot of barter and trading up there too. Like a lot of times, if you can get a nice blanket fur off a deer, elk, or moose or whatever, they'll have places where you can go and you can trade furs for like knives or all different kinds of stuff that you can trade it for. People bring in like vegetables, fruits, whatever they may grow on their homestead, eggs, and they can sell it and get a little bit of money from that stuff. But yeah, I mean, Alaska's a good dream to have, but I don't think I could do it. Not winter. Like I said, it isn't the snow that bugs me. And up there, you really wouldn't have to worry about taking care of it, like you do here to be able to get in and out of your driveway. Because if I was actually gonna uh live up there, I would have to be off grid. So I wouldn't want to be near anybody.
Mhm.
So I would have to make sure to have my trapping license, get my hunting license and fishing license, and make sure that I could get there to, put in for the lottery of the animals that you have to be put in for. Because the only ones that can do certain things up there are hey John Hobbs, how you doing? But yeah, I mean, it's so, like, when you watch documentaries on Alaska, 90% of the time they show it during the summertime.
Hey, John.
And it is like so beautiful, and it like draws you in. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go there tomorrow. But then they get to the part of winter. It's a big no for me. I would end up freezing to death because if it was 50 below zero, I'm not going outside. Well, don't you know that's their state bird, John, is mosquitoes? What the hell was I just going to say? I'm getting old, Dwayne.
What, did you forget something?
Yeah, I was just going to say something.
Oh my gosh, Grandma, what's the matter with you?
I know, Grandpa. You're rubbing off on me.
Yeah, right.
I don't remember what the hell I was going to say. Must not have been that important. Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, you
My
know
cousin
it.
Lee, when the summertime, where it's daylight, they would have to put black plastic up over their windows
Hmm.
because you couldn't sleep.
Hmm.
But then you watch like Life Below Zero or Yukon Men and all this other stuff. Okay, it's summertime, which means it's daylight all the time. But where they lived, they would have to put black plastic up over the windows because they couldn't sleep. And then of course in the wintertime, when it's dark all the time, he's like, yeah, then you want to sleep. He goes, but you got to go out and work. I mean, not all of Alaska's like that. Like, I mean, you could live in like Juneau, but down there it freaking rains all the damn time because Juneau's right on the coast. And then my idea of a good time, if I was to move to Alaska, I sure in the hell wouldn't be living in the city. Never heard about that, Alan. And Judy May. I did talk to Brutal Bob. He goes in for his cervical spine surgery either the 2nd of October or the 10th. He's doing okay, just weak and tired from the infection and stuff. Oh yeah, definitely. I actually looked at freaking houses in Soldotna. There was I want to say that it was like a 5 or 10 acre chunk with not like a fully rundown cabin, but it definitely needed work for like 30, 40, I think it was like 38,000 because of where it was. The only access is by snow machine. So if you're there in the summertime, you're either walking or you're, getting stuff flown in or four-wheeler. But up there, you need both. Or a four-wheeler with a track kit. Then you probably only need the one. But still, gas isn't cheap up there. Like, I don't know how they can frickin' afford to run their trap lines on a frickin' snow machine. Have you seen what they do when a tractor trailer hits a moose? Or a bison? You wouldn't think they'd stop that truck in the tracks, but they do. And don't ever blow an air horn at a bull moose. There is a big article in the Pilot magazine, which is Truck Stop, where this guy, he had stopped because there was a bull moose standing in the road. And he blew his air horn at this frickin' moose. You know how like an air horn has that like weird tone to it? Well, the bull moose think it's another moose. It literally ripped the whole entire hood off of the frickin' truck. And there's another time, I don't remember where it was, but the guy had broke down on the side of the road. And truck drivers, we carry food in there. Well, with me, I carried most of my stuff was canned goods. And I would just eat the stuff cold or whatever. I mean, I did carry like lettuce and raw vegetables and stuff like that. But the bear ripped the door right off his truck. I mean, the only bears I've dealt with are black bears. I've had a couple, and I'm not even joking, that I could have kicked. Luckily, it wasn't a mama and her baby, because then that would have been a completely different situation. But I was pregnant for my daughter, and I had gone up camping with my friend Michelle. She was also pregnant for her daughter, and we had my son, which was like 2 at the time. So I had her sit in the truck, and up there at Mason Lake Perkins Clearing, whatever, because International Paper logs it and then sells it to the state. So where they have the headers where they buck up all the logs and cut them up and stuff, anything that's there, you can take. You just can't cut down anything living, or even if it's dead, you can't cut it down. You can use what's already down. So I had made 2 trips in there to get wood to bring back. And so I got enough wood, and I just opened my driver's door, and I caught this black object coming across. So he come across the front of my truck, right by my driver's door, like right on the other side of it because I had it open. I could have kicked it under the door. And this bear went right over to where I was just getting wood from. Now, it didn't pay us any mind or anything like that. But like I said, if it was a mom and a cub, it'd have been a completely different situation. Oh, yeah, because grizzlies are so big and the adrenaline is why they don't go down that quick. And even sometimes when people are shooting the moose and the caribou and stuff, they don't go right down. And even like a moose, you better have like a big sled to get that moose out because you ain't getting it out all in one trip. They're monsters. You'd have all you could do to carry a hind quarter out. And that's the only thing that stinks. Like if you get it late in the day and you start processing it and stuff, most of them like use backpacks and stuff to carry it out. Well, you're not carrying out a whole 1,200-pound freaking animal in one trip. So then you run the risk of, okay, well, is it going to be there when I get back? That would be the one thing that would be hard. And even with a bear, those bears aren't small. That's one bear I think it'd be cool to like see one in person besides, just videos and movies and stuff like that. But I'd want to see it like afar. Close enough to where I could like see actually like how monstrous they are. But I wouldn't want to be downwind from one. Yeah, that's what I heard too about Juneau's good fishing. But it's a toss up. Do you want to deal with rain or do you want to deal with snow? Here, the way our summer's been, I've seen enough rain. But now they're talking that winter's gonna be early this year, and it's supposed to be wind and cold, and who the hell knows what else. I'm not sure, Alan. I'd like to go to Mallet Pond, but that place I can't do a live from because I have no signal there. So I'd have to take some videos and then, like splice it together. And I still got to email DEC about the sunfish and Basswood Pond because I like to eat sunfish. Granted, yeah, they're super bony. They don't have a lot of meat, but every time we catch them out of there and I go to skin them, they have freaking worms. Well, you can't eat them. But the strange part is the trout don't. It's just the sunfish and the perch. And typically the bass there, you don't catch big enough ones to keep anyways. They're maybe like 8 inches. And this coming weekend, the hot Labor Day, right? Yeah, Labor Day weekend. So I'm not sure how like the fishing would be. It'd probably be crazy if we went to like Basswood Pond or the Cobleskill Reservoir where I have really good service. I thought about trying a different lock on the river. I mean, the one spot I wouldn't mind going, which is on the river, but I'd want to take the rowboat because where the dock is, the boat launch, you go up to the right where the old bridge is, and normally you can catch some nice fish in there. But it's crazy with the rain because it stirs up the water so much that typically fish don't bite in the rain. Well, they do, but not like right after a rain. Hang on a second. Oh, watch out, Bear. Make sure I'm not wasting flaming hot Cheetos. Alright, had to get some flaming hot Cheetos. Yeah, I probably will, George. Because I'd like to go down the Tribes Hill. Because there's no lock down there. And where the boat launch is kind of like in the cove. Have you gotten a lot of rain over there, Alan? I don't hear the rain has killed our frickin'. Well, yeah. I wouldn't take it out on the actual river to be in the. We've gotten a lot of rain this year, too. Good night, John. Thanks for coming in. Hope you have a great night. Yeah, I see the night crawlers every time I go outside, but I don't have enough ambition to sit out there and bend over to pick them. Yeah, it definitely makes it hard to be doing that. Especially with the ground being like a frickin' bog. I mean, like here, I got so much stuff to do before hunting season and be lucky if I get it done this year. And my brother don't come up to brush hog till a little bit before hunting season, but I had to get my four-wheeler fixed, so I can take the wagon out because there's a couple dead trees that have fallen over across the one roadway. Plus, I want to get back to, or try to get back to, where the beavers drop these huge monster trees and cut them up in sections and skid them out on my car hood to where we can get them out to cut them in smaller chunks without them being solid mud, because then that tears your chainsaw chain up. But they have one tree. I haven't been out there in a while, but it's a poplar tree about like this big around. And I never understood why they cut down such monster trees. They've destroyed our property, Alan. Our creek that's back there. Now, when I was a kid, you should be able to just walk right across it and up the other side. They got it so eroded that there's a huge bank, and the creek is so eroded to like, I swear in spots it's like 6 foot deep. Technically, yes. Typically, you trap them. But I'd have to get out there and try to get them. Brett, that doesn't sound like a good time. No, I don't know if he had. I don't know. I haven't heard from him today. Okay, Judy May. Have a good night. Yeah, just get a hold of me. We'll get it figured out. Right, you're lucky you didn't break your frickin' neck. I have to say that the craziest thing I think I've done. Well, I always had a boys' bike growing up. I didn't like the girls' bikes. So I know to have the straight metal bar between the seat and the handlebars. So I decided, we didn't do bike helmets back then. I decided that it was a good idea to be going down the hill, get up and stand on that bar and let go of my handlebars and just stand on that bar and ride it down the frickin' hill. Well, that's not good, Brett. Did you ever learn your lesson? Yeah, no, I still gotta email your kid yet. I don't know. Growing up in the 80s, I don't think we ever learned our lesson. I still have my wanting to do Evel Knievel moments. Well, it's a good thing she really loves you, Brett. Would she say the same, though? Me too, Alan. I would love to go back to the 80s when times were simple. Granted, yeah, you struggled here and there, but back then it really didn't matter. I don't know. I loved being outdoors. Time and technology is, Brett. Time does not stand still. Good night, Mom. Love you. Oh, my water. Well, there's a drink to early. All right, Alan. Thanks for coming in, love. Get some sleep. Good night, George. Love you.
Was everybody leaving now?
Huh?
Is everybody leaving?
Some people are. There's still 7 people in there. Two reasons I would like to go back to the 80s. One,
What?
it would give me more time with my dad, my biological dad,
Mhm.
because he passed away in 1986.
Oh.
Or 85, I mean, sorry, 1985. When I was 7. So I'd love to just have more moments. And the same with my dad that I grew up with. I mean, things happen for a reason, even if we don't understand what that reason may be. But it's never an easy thing to hear.
Yeah, I know.
Because myself, I would much rather have them here with me. I mean, granted, they're always in your heart and stuff like that. But it's not the same as being able to sit there and have a conversation with them and them being able to physically talk to you. And that's why death is so hard for me, because the first person I ever saw in the casket was my father. So when somebody close passes away, it brings all them feelings back. And it's like I just lost them over and over and over. No, that we can't, Brett. As they say, pout knowledge is power. But then, there's people that don't want to share what they know when it comes to certain things. Now, granted, even if people share like the way that they do something, you may go and do the same thing, but you might find an easier way for the process to be done, so that information can be shared back. But the thing is, people have to be willing to share their knowledge. I think because they're scared, like, that their ideas are going to be stolen and lost. And I mean, if there's some that I knew that would help people, but there's always ways to improve some. Now, like my son, he can freaking harvest a deer in like 5 minutes. And then if I'm there and he's there and I'm harvesting my deer, he takes over because I ain't doing it quick enough. Well, yeah, that's the one thing I don't understand. Like I said, we all have our ways, but my way might be a simpler way than one person, or it might be simpler if a person comes and says, hey, if you did it this way, it'd save you 20 minutes and still get the same output. Because if you think about it, back in the day, and I'm talking way beyond our time, people shared ideas. They all helped each other. If one had a better way of preserving than the other, then why not work together on it? But now, well, yeah, nature is a beautiful thing so long as it's left untouched, basically, is the way I look at it. Like me, I have my own way that I process every part of a deer. I have my own way of, okay, this meat is going to be used for this meat's going to be used for this, and this is going to be used for that. Well, it's kind of like onions, Brett. There's many layers to an onion. Like when Jamie and I went on our hike. Granted, it seemed like it went on forever, but being in nature and like seeing all the different mushrooms that I never even knew existed, or types of ferns that I didn't know existed, and it's just amazing. Like you're walking through and you might find like a cool bone, from an animal, or horns, or, you know, weird colored mushrooms. Like, I've never seen the mushrooms that we saw up there. I've never even seen them little ferns that look like mini trees growing out of the ground, but they vine and they feel like a pine, like the soft pine trees. It was just, and like when you're walking in, it's always like, granted, yeah, we're walking fast, but not like super fast because, oh, we'd see something and have to take a picture of it. No, I don't do magic mushrooms. My luck, I'd pick the wrong one, and the only thing I'd be pushing up is daisies. Now, there's like certain type of puff balls you can eat. And then I found out that some of them, like certain other types, are poisonous. And I mean, there's so many different mushrooms that look like poison mushrooms. So it's like, okay, well, are you poisonous or you're not poisonous? But I know there's lots of different ones that we can eat. It's just a matter of that certain ones that are edible look like the poison ones, and that's the only reason why I would not do it. Because like I said, my luck, I would eat one and it'd be the wrong one to eat. Well, my ex-husband used to go out and pick mushrooms, but he knew which ones to get and where to get, and they were fine, and I've ate them, and I mean, they're delicious. And I mean, he'd go out and pick bags full out of the horse pasture. I don't remember what the hell mushroom they are. But I try to stay away from that. I mean, I didn't even know that you could tap a birch tree like you do a maple tree. And you can cook it down, and make a tincture out of it. And there's so many things in the wild that, you know, the old ancestors and Native Americans and stuff like that utilized it. When I was a teenager, we used to be able to harvest Indian turnips and ginseng, wild ginseng. Well, now it's against the wall. So you can't go and do that. Just like here, you can't, I mean, you can go panning for gold or digging for gems, but New York State owns all the rights to it. But that's just how New York is. I mean, like, my thing that love to do is just take a week. I'd have to have a babysitter for my animals because I wouldn't want to bring them. But just hike back in somewhere for a week and only bring certain stuff and rely on what you have to catch or find to survive for that week. Granted, yes, I would have like emergency rations because you never know. Fish might not bite, might not find like any crayfish or, you know, whatever. But that's like one of the things I've always wanted to do is just go out in nature and survive a week. But I mean, still be prepared in case of emergency. I mean, there's people that have done it. There's people that have claimed to done it, and I know they're completely full of shit because I know who they are. You know, and we all have ancestors that date back to frickin' way back to the beginning of frickin' time, basically. But just because we may come from native heritage doesn't mean we know native ways. It's not like it's you know, bred into the freaking brain to, oh, well, yeah, they did this and this and this. Well, no, there is a process to do this, this, and this. And you may be like, oh, I know the process. But in all reality, you don't. And there's lots of books. Like, Mom, I still want to go through the book that Mom ordered that I haven't gone through yet because it's based on old homesteading ways. Like, they teach you how to build like the old time smokehouses that they used back in the 1900s and stuff like that and pioneer days. And there's so many like cool builds in there that I would like to try. I mean, granted, I'd like to be fully self-sufficient and not have to worry about anything, but certain things would cost way more to do it yourself than it is to go buy it. Like I said, goats are cheap to raise because you can just put them out in the thing and they live on the brush and shrubs. There's a guy on YouTube that actually takes his goats and he basically rents them out. And they'll have them, people have him bring whatever amount of goats he brings to clear off a pasture because they will eat it down to nothing. And I mean, granted, goats are easier to have to like milk and stuff than cows. But I don't like goat milk. It tastes sour. It does. It almost tastes like fermented, basically. I mean, I could probably get used to it considering I grew up drinking powdered milk. But I mean, it'd be cool to learn like the old ways for the simple fact that the way everything's going now, you don't know if we're gonna have to revert back to that
Mm,
with the cost of everything.
right.
And when you think about it, there's like people that wouldn't even be able to survive freaking 2 days without a grocery store.
You gotta learn how to.
Well, yeah, I know you'd have to learn and adapt, but I'm saying that there's some people that would not be able to because they don't have that type of mindset in the back of their head that, oh, I think about it because we could always go back to a Great Depression. There's nothing that says we couldn't. And with this day and age, I don't really think that it's too far away. I mean, a lot of stuff, can be easy to learn so long as you're willing to put into work to learn different ways of preserving food.
Yeah.
Like most people think that just because a canned good says it expired in 2021, that it's bad. It isn't. You know when it's bad because the can will swell.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of food pantries, a lot of the canned goods that they give out are past expiration, which is a suggested date. Now, milk's kind of iffy, but I literally had a gallon of milk that lasted 2 weeks past expiration date. Which was weird to me, but it still tasted like it did when you first opened it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one channel, I don't even remember, but he would go to like these abandoned homesteads and go through the kitchen and go down in the root cellar and stuff and find these cans.
Yeah.
And he opened it, like the labels were gone, so we had no idea what was even in the can. But
Yeah.
when he opened the can, everything was still good. And he ate it. And he'd open it right there.
Huh.
It's crazy though. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so it's been sitting there since the frickin' 50s.
Oh, shoot.
But it's been in a root cellar where everything's kept cool. That's one thing I would love to frickin' build, but I'd need a backhoe. A big one, because most of our ground is like rock.
Yeah, I know.
And then of course with the water table, you know what I mean? So you gotta find a spot that's suitable and then dig down and then put beams up and beams across. And then I always thought, well, you know what? If I could get a tractor trailer body and a big backhoe and bury that in the ground, there's a root cellar right there, especially if you get one of the old refrigerated trailers that have like this thick insulation in the walls.
Wouldn't that rot out?
It'd take a while to rot out. I mean, you could wrap it.
Okay.
I mean, it takes a while for steel to rot, but I mean, now the aluminum body would probably be different. With that, you'd have to definitely reinforce the inside.
Yeah.
Especially if you're putting it in the ground. But you could do the same thing with an old freezer. Like one of the old big chest freezers. Dig a hole, stand it on end like this, cover it up, and then just leave the door open. where you could
Yeah.
open and shut the door.
You can even make a underground with rocks on the side too, and insulate it with rocks, and then put the truck in there. Yeah, it won't rot out, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could build, like I said, you could build one. You would just have to put, beams in. I'd probably use like old railroad ties because they're cured with creosote and they don't rot.
Oh, okay.
Actually, at Latham Ford, their bank was eroding.
Really?
So we went and bought like a whole trailer load of railroad ties.
Hmm.
And we built a retaining wall. And I had to drill them. And then we'd pound big long rebar through the holes that I drilled down. And pound it right in the ground. And held that bank right there.
Hmm.
But I mean, there's all different ways to, do stuff.
How
That's
deep
why-
it has to be?
Huh?
How deep it has to be in the ground?
Well, I think most of them, a lot of the root cellars were like built off basements. Unless they, like when they were building a house, they'd put in a root cellar.
Hmm.
So they, have beams going across just so the ground didn't, erode down.
Couldn't you use an old house foundation to make one?
Yeah, you could. I mean, like I said, there's all different ways to do it. You could take an old chest freezer and use it for a root cellar because freezers have a lot of insulation in them
Oh,
to be able to, keep everything cold and stuff. So I would put it below the frost level.
hmm
So typically, most of them stayed like, I think, 35, 40 degrees cooler than.
hmm
But that's what the Amish do. They still use root cellars.
hmm
They still can. They still store like their fruits and vegetables down there to where they last all winter in a cool, dark place.
Hmm. Hmm.
For them, time basically has stood still because they still live by the old ways. Now, granted, yes, a lot of them do have a cell phone, not the old order, but they have them for business because up here, I would run hay down to Maryland and Delaware to other Amish farms
Oh, okay.
and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It was pretty cool. And typically, they're awesome people, to work around. I would try to be respectful, like I sure in the hell wouldn't show up in my sports bra with all my ink showing. I would typically always at least have a t-shirt on.
Hmm.
Granted, a t-shirt doesn't cover all my ink, but I'd always try to be respectful when I went there.
Hmm.
But all right, Wayne, I'm gonna shut her down. I ain't gonna
Okay.
be live until Saturday.
All right. See you Saturday.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Good night, everyone. Thank you very much for coming in and hanging out. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, day, afternoon, night, wherever you may be in the world. Much love. God bless. And we will catch you on the next one.